Hello, welcome everyone. So we're coming to you live here from Surat in Gujarat near Fountainhead School. This is NCS, that's the National Championship Series 2022-23. And this match is between Storm Chasers and Udta Kebabs. Udta Kebabs are a team from near the Lucknow area. They're part of 3 teams that have come from that area, and we're all on the same coach. The other 2 teams are Itwanja Pilots and Lucknow Scorpions. And Storm Chasers, I believe, are Mumbai-based team. And here they are facing off in the deciding match that will take them to quarters. My name is Nitya. I'm rather new at commentating, and I've just joined. I'm working for UPI. I'm here to commentate and oversee this the commentary for this specific game. There's been just some confusion here regarding the gender ratio, I think, and it was not a gender pull. So there are 4 women on the line, and we've implemented the rule is that the pull will be gendered in the sense that if there are 4 women on the line, then it will be a woman who will pull, and if there are 4 men on the line, it will be a man. And that was not followed, so they've opted to take a re-pull. That's Storm Chasers, the Bombay team. So that's what's happening now. As you can see, the woman with the blue cap is heading up to the line to pull, indicating readiness. And Udta Kebabs, on the other hand, have also raised their hands to indicate their readiness. And there's the pull. It's gone just about to the halfway mark. Udta Kebabs running it up. Storm Chasers seem to be opting for a cup strategy, which is like a zone defense, where instead of marking a person, where you pick a person and you stick with them, rather you have 3 people on the disc, on the person, on the thrower, to kind of cut off as many options as possible. But unfortunately, it didn't seem to work out, where Udta Kebabs were able to make a quick break and then just one direct pass into the end zone, and they got the score. That was the equalizing point. The score is now 2-all. The heat has really picked up here in Surat, and the sun is beating down on all the players quite hard. So it's the conditions are a bit tough, especially for these afternoon games. Just pre-noon and till about 3 o'clock, the temperatures above 30 degrees, and running under the sun in this heat is definitely not an easy task. So people there are bottles on the sidelines, and people are rehydrating as much as they can between points and things. Ideally, it's the rule is that you have to stick to 1 minute between points, where you have time to call the line, decide who the 7 people on the line are going to be before the rest of the squad has to clear off. And hopefully the teams are able to stick to that kind of schedule, considering regardless of the conditions. There goes a great pull by Udta Kebabs, flying all the way, and it's unfortunately landed just out of bounds. So Storm Chasers will be able to call a brick, which they've opted to do. So whenever a pull lands out of bounds, the offensive team gets to call a brick, and that means that they'll be able to walk the disc all the way to the center of the field. As you can see, that's happening on screen right now. and the defense and offensive teams will have the chance to set up before the disc is checked in and the game is begun. Udta Kebabs has thrown a zone on Storm Chasers, just as like Storm Chasers threw a zone on them, so they seem to be like tit for tat, using the same strategy against each other. The idea of the zone is, like I mentioned earlier, instead of taking a person, you take areas of the field, or zones rather, which is why it's called a zone defense, and try and restrain the movement forward of the opponent team as much as possible. As you can see, that's not happening very effectively here, as Storm Chasers have been able to move the disc forward quite easily, and have gained a lot of yardage just now. But Udta Kebabs are sticking to it, and as you can see, they have that 3-person cup set up, and now are slowly starting to force Storm Chasers back. Some good passing between the Storm Chasers people. Number 4 on the disc. Oh, a good pass to 111 to number 111, just in between two Udta Kebab defenders, and she passed it to the woman with the cap, and again just outside the end zone now. And a reset back. Quick look into the end zone. A good fake, good patience right near the end zone. Number 4 on the disc. 111 again. And the pass to the girl with the red cap for the score. Really good patience there in the end zone. Many less experienced teams would get more excited, or rather impatient near the end zone, in like looking forward for the score, right, just to finish it quickly. But that was really nice to see the amount of patience that Storm Chasers had just outside the end zone to make a few passes, swinging it between the handlers before finally waiting for the opportunity, waiting for a perfect cut to reveal itself, and then only going for the score. Unfortunately, Udta Kebabs, because Storm Chasers are wearing dark colors, Udta Kebabs, the usual jersey is a dark blue, but now they've chosen to put all the shirts on inside out. All the jerseys are inside out, so to show the white side. So that's great, so you can tell one team from the other, but the only downside is that I'm not able to see the names or the numbers of all these players, so I'm not able to give you, the audience, that kind of information. I'm very sorry to say. And the pull goes up from Storm Chaser side. Looks like it's just floating out again. And it's gone out of bounds. Udta Kebab person is chasing it down to bring it back. A break will be called again. As you can see, the Storm Chasers defenders set up right next to the brick mark, waiting for the handler of the Udta Kebabs to go, so they can check the disc in and start the point. Really tight cup from Storm Chasers, forcing Udta Kebabs to kick, throw the disc up. One player jumped up to sky it and grab the disc, but it was a drop, and that's a turnover. Storm Chasers will pick up the disc. .78 with the cricket umpire's cap and a lot of sunscreen on his face. Good to see he's protecting his skin from the harsh sun that's heading down. Number 41 with the disc. Back, resets it back to 28. To number 4. Back to 41. Nice upline by number 111. The shout from the sideline goes, help, 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 as somebody cuts in And then there's another quick pass into the end zone for the score. That brings Storm Chasers a 2-point lead. The score is now 2-4. Storm Chasers for Udta Kebabs 2. Udta Kebabs has a rather large squad. Can see approximately maybe about 20, what looks like 20 people on the squad, which is good, especially in these kind of conditions where it's very difficult for a single player to play too many points consecutively. At least they'll have a good number of substitutes to step in for them so they can take a breather between points. Storm Chasers as well is definitely has a good number of people on their squad. So hopefully the fatigue for both teams in these sunny conditions will not be too bad, because they'll keep switching in smartly, player for player. The call from the sideline, they're discussing about cheers. It's good to see that. Spirit is a very important part of Ultimate Frisbee, and it's good to hear the vocal cheers from Storm Chasers team. What they're chanting is get that D, get that D. D of course for defense, to try and get a turnover, force a turnover from Udta Kebab team. Udta Kebabs are moving the disc up nicely. Now that was a nice blade to the center to recenter the disc. It's always easier to pass the disc from the center point because you have two lanes on either side of you, whereas on the side where you're kind of forced towards the sideline and you don't have as much space to throw the disc. Good amount of intensity on this point with the sideline cheers and a lot of chatter from both teams, trying to direct traffic from the sidelines and let the players know if there's somebody coming and if there's somebody they should be aware of. Udta Kebabs moving the disc up nicely, recentering whenever they go to the sidelines. Was a good it was a good look, and the woman was open, but number one with the ponytail threw the disc, just floated a bit too high for her, and she was not able to come down with it. So that's a turnover, and Storm Chasers will take the disc. So Taib gets the discs and quickly calls a timeout to recuperate the team and to reorganize them. It seemed that there was some confusion, and it's a good call that the Taib took, so the team can get together, discuss, and make sure everyone is on the same page. some re-enlivening of the Storm Chasers team with a very hearty cheer now coming up from Tahib with the cricket cap. The 7 online are resuming the positions that they were in before they call the timeout. Udta Kebab team is doing the same. Zone is the call going up from the sideline, indicating the kind of defensive structure that Udta Kebabs has chosen to go with. Some good quick passes from the Storm Chasers side. Akil number 72 from the sideline is calling out to his teammates to watch for a double team. A double team is when there are 2 marks or 2 or more marks within the 3-meter distance of the thrower. So he's saying that Udta Kebab teams should ensure that at least there's only one person within 3-meter distance of the thrower. Some very athletic defense from the Udta Kebabs with one of the men jumping around in attempts to bid for a layout D. And Udta Kebabs gets the D. The disc has been turned over. A big half goes up from Udta Kebabs. There is somebody under it, and she's almost got it, and she calls a foul. Now she and the Storm Chasers player is discussing. I think it's a contested foul call, so the disc will go back to the thrower. Some nice forehand movement from the Udta Kebabs, working along the far side of the field now. Oh, was a good bid. The throw was a little bit off. It was a good bid by the Udta Kebabs, but the disc does hit the ground. It is a turnover. The cup is quickly running to set up the defensive zone again. So if you can notice the defensive strategy that Udta Kebabs is coming up is that they have 3 people very close to the disc mark, kind of taking off as much space as possible. Although they are double teaming a little bit, 2 of them are getting a bit too close. Only 1 person can be within 3 meters. And the rest of the players are restricting movement in specific zones of the rest of the ground, like being stationed in a particular area to prevent the offensive players to cut into that area and kind of a blocking of their movement. But Storm Chasers are working the disc up along the sideline quite nicely now. Disc is with Aheb, number 4. Oh, throws it, and the Udta Kebab players gets a nice defense, but puts it up immediately. It's high up in the air. Taheb is under it and does get the D. So a quick turnover again. There is a call on field. Some players are discussing it. I believe the call is a travel. Although, if Storm Chasers is the ones who call the travel, the smart thing would be to retract the call because the turnover will stand. A travel is a call you make when you think the offensive player has taken steps away. They're allowed to have. They're allowed to move one foot, and the other foot has to remain stationary on the ground. So if they move both their feet, the defense can call a travel call, which is, I believe, what happened this time. So after a long while of discussion, the disc has come back to the Udta Kebab player. I'm not sure what the call is. People are not using hand signals. It's a bit difficult to tell. But the huck goes anyway. It's a good huck. The player is under it, and she does get an easy score. A good throw, good catch from the Udta Kebabs. The score is now 3-4. Yeah, just as some of the people on the sideline on the Storm Chasers side were discussing, is that you need to have some good self-confidence to make that huck even after the play was stopped and the disc was brought back, to kind of stick to the plan and make that huck anyway, even though Storm Chasers team was prepared for it. A good amount of self-confidence was needed in your throw, ability to throw, so it's clear that that Udta Kebab player had that. And executed it very beautifully. It was a beautiful huck that went straight to the player waiting in the end zone. I think all the three Lucknow teams seem to be. Ultimate has been introduced rather recently, I think, within the past couple of years, and they've all put together very young teams. And the pattern that seems to be emerging among all of them is that they have very young players, and all of them are very quick on their feet. So even as you can see, when they're sprinting across the field to get to the disc, most of them are very quick on their feet, and they have really good athleticism and agility. And just as I say that, one of them sprawling across the floor, bidding for a disc that was flying very low, trying to get a layout grab right in the end zone. But the disc will turn over, and Storm Chasers are walking it back up to the front line of the end zone. Nice overhead pass, dropped. We're giving a good opportunity for Udta to capitalize on this one. Right close to the end zone that they are attacking. Oh, wow. What a crazy turn of events. A very fast forehand throw by Udta Kebab players, blocked by a Storm Chaser player, and then kind of saved by another player from Udta Kebab's team. A really crazy, fast series of events. And then the next pass, unfortunately, was dropped, giving a turnover to Storm Chasers again, who have possession now. 111. Pass to, moving up the disc nicely on the far side of the field and resending it back. A nice swing back to 111. Back to 18. Nice floaty throw to number 8. Oh, and the throw to number 18, which was defended really well by the Udta Kebab player on the close side of the field. Really good defense. Really proactive. Perhaps Udta Kebabs are moving up the disc nicely. A good forehand throw into space. A good run for the grab. Looking forward. Players seem to be having quite a bit of open space. Storm Chasers' defense is not quite as tight as it should be.
Let's go, come on.
There's a call on field. If players would give more hand signals, it would be more clear as for the rest of the players on the team as well as the people on the sideline, and of course as commentators, to be able to interpret what exactly is going on the ground. Personally, it's not a habit that these teams have quite inculcated yet. The disc is checked back in. Violation is called. A violation indicating that someone moved before the disc was checked back in. The game is live. Throw goes in. And the disc is brought down in the end zone by the Udta Kebab player. That's another score for them. I believe that was the equalizing point. The score is now 4-all. Indicating their readiness to throw and receive the pull. Gendered pull for women on the line. It's a great pull by Udta Kebabs, reaching near the end zone. Promptly picked up by the Storm Chasers and quick progression up the field. Tahib with the disc, swinging it back and forth among the handlers. Up to number 41. Back to 04. Back to 41. Back to Tahib, number 4. 204. To number 20. And moving forward quickly, 41. Back to Tahib. To number 18 on the far side. To 41 also on the far side. A nice swing back to number 04 and forward. Oh, nice grab there by number 20. Easy and smooth progression, clean offense up the field all the way to the end zone now. Number 4. Number 18. To 41 now. Resets to number 18 again and to 41 again. Cup has set up. A nice over the head pass to number 04 just outside the end zone. Clean pass into the end zone where number 80 is ready to receive the disc. Score is 5-4. 5 to Storm Chasers, 4 to Udta Kebabs. For any and all those just tuning in right now, we are live from Surat, Gujarat, near Fountainhead Schools. This is NCS 22-23. That's the National Championship Series. It's the last event in the NCS series. We've had our sectionals and our mixed gender regionals in various venues all across the country, and everything is culminating here in Surat for in during this NCS Mixed Nationals event. Here we are back live in Surat after the halftime. We are with Storm Chasers, the Mumbai team, against Udta Kebabs, the team in white from Lucknow. Udta Kebabs is with the disc nearing the end zone and has just scored the first point after the halftime. The score is just updating the score now. That was the equalizing point for Udta Kebabs. It's 5-5. Storm Chasers had taken the half with a last quick point, giving them one point lead, and this was the equalizing point for Udta Kebabs. For any of you who may have just tuned in, we are coming live from Surat in Gujarat. This is NCS 22-23. That's the National Championship Series. It's the last event of the NCS, culminating after the sectionals and the regionals, which we had at various locations throughout the country. We've had 23 of some of the best teams from all over the country come and meet here at KG Farms is the venue that we're at, and there's one more called RIG Grounds. That's Randeer Islam Gymkhana, which is about 5 kilometers from here. If you guys happen to be in Surat or around Surat, and you can maybe make it to some of the games this afternoon or tomorrow as well, will be the semis and the finals. There is a lot of excitement here, and many of the best teams that I mentioned, and it's a great opportunity to come and watch some of the best athletes in the country get together. Udta Kebabs have just thrown a massive pull, really floaty, really nice, all the way towards the end zone. Number 04 has come down with the catch from Storm Chasers. Tahib and number 04 have been handling most of the game, and they've been playing most of the points. Almost savage, I'd like to say. I'm not 100% sure about that, but essentially when you play savage, what it means is that you're playing all the points without rest, without being subbed out and taking a breather while somebody else steps in to fill your shoes. So number 4 and number 10, oh, good. The idea was good. He was free, and there was some good opportunity for a quick 1-2s down the close side of the field, but the throw was misplaced, and it went out. But Udta Kebabs quickly turns it over again with a throw that went really high up in the air, and they weren't able to come down with it. So Storm Chasers has regained possession of the disc, taking their time to set up offense. Number 41 on the disc to 04. Back to 41. Oop. And the disc is dropped. And there's a turnover. Udta Kebabs picks it up and rips it straight across the field. There's a player under it. He does manage to grab it, even though there are 2 Storm Chasers defenders beside him. He passes it back. Oh, there's a pass that's gone a bit too floaty, but Udta Kebabs player does manage to come down to it right outside the end zone, and it's converted into a point by the man in red shorts from the Udta Kebabs team. Really good stuff. Really, after the turnover, Udta Kebabs was very quick to pick up the disc and really ripped it across field all the way towards the end zone. Really quick response after the turnover from Udta Kebabs. Nice to see. And some really quick footwork is there as some of the players had to sprint all the way from one end zone to the other, and they managed to cover that distance in a surprisingly short amount of time. Really fast feet on the Udta Kebab team. Both teams are back on the line, indicating their readiness, and Udta Kebabs is pulling. Wow, a really fast pull, makes it all the way to the end zone. Tahib catches it, passes it to number 41, to number 04, to number 80, further upfield. Watch for double team is the call that goes up from Storm Chasers team. There, indeed, Udta Kebabs team is putting a zone, and they are too close to the throwers, so they are double teaming. But unfortunately, the Storm Chasers team offense are distracted with so much play that's going on. They're not really calling the double team as it's happening. Meanwhile, I think it's a foul call, and the disc has been checked in now after it being resolved. Good reset. Taib with the disc, moving it forward. Bandy free on the close side, number 8. A good flick to number 41, the center. Good swinging of the disc among the handlers. Oh, the throw is a bit low, and number 10 is kind of laid out to grab it, and there's confusion as to whether the disc was up or down. Some perspectives being offered. And it is agreed upon that it was indeed up. Play will continue. Taib with the disc. Pass to 41. And there's another call. Again, there are no hand signals being used. It's a bit difficult to tell what the call is, but the thrower and their mark is talking it through. Play resumes. Taib with the disc again, looking to finish the point, and yes, there's a clean pass to number 87 in the end zone, who comes down with the disc. The score is 6-all. It's been a tight game post halftime with the teams going neck to neck. I sense that there's quite a bit of fatigue, as is expected in these conditions, with temperatures reaching close to 35 degrees, but feeling like much hotter under this really scorching sun here in Surat. The mornings and the evenings get cool, but during midday the sun is pretty relentless and merciless, and the teams, unfortunately, the players have to deal with these conditions. We have scheduled breaks during the hottest parts of the day, but due to it remains hot throughout several hours, so teams are bound to play in some sort of heat, really testing the capacities of their strength and fitness, as well as their endurance in such conditions. Udta Kebabs with a long pass that doesn't quite make it, is rather low and a bit out of bounds. Not the player at the end zone is not able to pick it up. So Storm Chasers are left with the disc. Udta Kebab's zone is set up. There's been good swinging throughout from the Storm Chaser side of things, and they're retaining that. But what looks like a good hand block, but I believe there's a foul call that's been accepted. It seemed like hand block, but I believe the disc was not quite released from number 18's hand. To 0-4. To 0-4 again. Some quick movement in the center of the field, trying to work it up quickly. A nice long pass, good yardage, all the way to number 82. 211, right near the end zone now. Back to 111, looking to finish the point. And to number 04, and back to 111 for a good score. Some good movement there from Storm Chasers to work their disc all the way up the field and to convert that into a nice score at the end of the day. That's 7-6 now to Storm Chasers. It's been a tight game, but Tuanja Pilots are very they persevere, and like I mentioned before, they have some really athletic people on the line, some really young players, really quick feet, and we'll just have to see if their endurance to the perseverance continues to like really grit their teeth and pull themselves through this game. It's still very much in anybody's hands. We'll just have to wait and see what this game has in store for us. Some confusion here regarding the rules. So the number 78 from Storm Chasers has gone to just speak to the coach of Udta Kebabs. The rule, if you don't get to 15, which is the score at which one particular team would win, clearly neither of the teams are close to that, the score being 6-7. So the time is up, and you're supposed to play to +1 of the highest score. So that would be, in this case, a game to 8, because 7 is the highest score, 7 + 1 being 8. So that should be what they're playing to. There's some confusion regarding whether it's they're going to raise to +1 right now, or they're going to play one more point and then raise to +1 after that. Either way, the pull has gone up. Udta Kebabs taking their time to set up. A nice flick to the center of the field, moving the disc quickly. Oh, there's somebody free in the end zone, and they managed to convert the point very quickly without too much resistance from the Storm Chasers side. That's an equalizer. The score is 7-all. So that means this would be the universal point. Whoever scores the next point wins. I just confirmed with someone from the sideline. It is indeed a universal point. The score is 7-all, and the first team to get to 8 will win this. Will take this one home. That's the same message that's being relayed on the field right now. I think Storm Chasers has displayed quite good patience with the disc, and the handler movement has been really solid between Tahib, number 04, and number 18, as well as 111 stepping in quite often to help them out. On the Udta Kebab side, they're really quick to convert the points after turnover, so they really punish Storm Chasers' mistakes. As and when there is a turnover by them, they're the first people to pick up the disc, and as when the disc is picked up, there's already someone waiting in the end zone for a quick huck, and they convert the points really quickly. So that's been actually a pattern throughout all the Lucknow teams. So the pull has gone up. Storm Chasers with the disc. Very high, renewed sense of intensity, it being the universal point. A tight arrowhead kind of mark from the Udta Kebabs team, with a close disc mark and then two wings spread out on either side of them. Disc mark. Number 4 with the disc. Good throw to 1-1-1. Oh, some nice 1-2s between 111 and number 18. Wide open, number 6. Somebody is in the end zone. Several people in the end zone. They're taking their time near the end zone. Storm Chasers approaching the end zone now. Aram says the call to take it easy, to go slowly, to have patience. And they make the final pass, and there's big celebration. All the players are running on the field. And I'd say a very tough match, very close game, and a good win for Storm Chasers from Mumbai. Udta Kebab's shoulders are drooped, but they're grouping up now with their coach, and some people are clapping to appreciate how good of a game that was. Teams are lining up now for the high fives, and the next teams are coming in to get prepared for their own matches. Spinergy is getting pumped up for their next game. So that's it for this one. Udta Kebabs versus Storm Chasers, live from Surat again. This is NCS 22-23, live from Surat, Gujarat. Hope you guys tune in for the next match. I'm Nitya, and I'll see you all later.